G'day guys, welcome to today's Aussie Adventure. In this episode we're going to talk about tub and dust seal kits, and do they work, are they any good, and the pros and cons about them. So let's have a look, shall we? So what we did is we got ourselves a Grunt tailgate seat. It was from the four-wheel drive shed. Very fast delivery. It was here within 2 or 3 days from Victoria or somewhere I think they're at, and I'm here in Port Macquarie, so that was pretty good. We have just recently been out on a trip, and we'll just have a little bit of a look at the actual seal kit that's been installed, and I'll let you know exactly what my thoughts of it are. Right, to start with, the kit itself, the instructions that come with it, word-wise, it's worded really well. It does warn you to clean it properly with isopropyl alcohol or some sort of cleaning agent, and we did that. I actually used hand sanitizer and cleaned it that way. Make sure it's absolutely spotlessly clean. Now, I was talking to people about these sorts of tub liners. I said no matter how much you clean them, they come unstuck. And I said, well, you know, for the price, $70 or whatever it is, $80, so we'll give it a go anyways. So it's been on now for, I think I put it on last Thursday, I think it might have been, and it's not quite a week, but let's just take a little look at the actual rubber seals and how I installed them anyways. Like I said, with my old eyes, the pictures, I couldn't make out which way the groovy bit went on it and all that sort of thing. However, I sort of gave it a little bit of thought. I said, well, if it's closing this way, obviously the round bit goes this way, so whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. Alright, so basically what you've got is you've got a strip that goes down here like this, okay, up against your tail light. I've put the groove to the front with a round bit to the back, thinking that that'd interlock with the one that goes along here, thinking, oh yeah, that's how it works, but it doesn't work that way at all, actually. If it was down here, maybe that would, but as far as I could see from the pictures on the instructions, it's meant to go here. Now, most of it's stayed on really, really well, like especially this bottom one, and this side one has too. It stayed on really well, but this one over here actually has started to peel off, and there is a bit of a gap there. So that's an easy fix. I'll do a little bit of movie magic in a minute and show you what fixed, just by using some silicone. One of the other problems with the kit, or this ain't a problem, but this is something I noticed when I put these on the hinge. They were actually seated nice and square and perfectly. They have actually squashed in and made their own home. So yeah, they've actually moved. They're all nice and square in there, and they've made their own home. And they are starting to seat in. To close the tailgate, when we first put it on, was a bit of a mission. You really had to slam it to get it shut, and to open it, I can't open it. What I've got to do to open it is I've got to push on that to because it's put pressure up against here. Now that'll get better over time as the rubber softens and, you know, and it starts to seat itself in properly. One of the problems though is that bottom corner down in there. Now I don't know if you can see or not. You probably can't because it's dark. But down in that bottom corner, I'll just open this up. I'll show you what I mean by how I've got to open it. To open the tailgate, I've got to push on this and then let it down. It's actually getting better. Like I said, as it seats in, it'll get better. Where the problem is this area here. Okay. Now you can't stretch these, because if you do, they definitely will come unstuck. So it's this area here in the light. You can actually, like, you know, if it's light, you can actually see light coming through there. Obviously you see light coming through there, dust is going to get in there. After our trip, and you've seen the bit of dust, the dust wall kicking up at the back, a bit of dust did get in the corner here, as you can see. Other than that, they worked extremely well. We gave this thing a good clean. Look, all that dust is from previous trips. and we try to clean it out as much as we can. And yeah, you guys would know with utes and tub liners and canopies, mate, dust is a real problem. So yeah, basically I'm gonna give it a bit of a clean up, and I'll run a bit of silicone around the edges, which I think will help hold it in position, and I'll show you that in a minute. So as I said, we'll see if this fixes it, but I'll just run a small bead of silicone along the edge there, and in that gap, and I've also siliconed up that gap there. I've done the same on the other side. Whether it works or not, we'll find out. It's going to take a while to dry, but I am actually going out tomorrow on some dusty tracks, so we will find out then whether or not, one, I fixed the problem, and two, I suppose it's going to take time to know whether or not the silicone has worked. And it actually bonds to the rubber as well. The stuff I'm using is actually a fire rated silicone sealant. It's a Sikaflex one, just here. Yeah, the reason why I got that is I'm going to be doing a diesel heater install in the new caravan, so it was sort of recommended to use this sort of stuff. So yeah, anyways guys, look, like I said, I think the seal kits work really well. The people who told me that they come unstuck were right. Well, one part did anyways. Well, I sort of thought, well, it can't be too hard to fix. There's got to be a way, you know, that you can sort that out, and we'll see if this works or not. So we've had the dust seals now for going on a couple of months. Are they worth it? There's a little bit of yes and a little bit of no. No matter how well we cleaned it, they did come unstuck. We did do that workaround where I used the silicone. That did work, but one of the other things I had to do was I had to go and buy some of this stuff. It's actually a Loctite gel super glue. Once I did that, these things have not moved. They are solid as. So I've gone around and I've used the Loctite on all the seals. On all these seals, and since I've done that, it's yeah, it's pretty much, it's kept out, I'd say, between, you know, 80 to 90% of the dust. You still do get a little bit of dust in there, as you can see. It sort of it's seated itself up against the tub liner, but other than that, is it worth it? I'd say yes. However, like I said, it's not 100% foolproof, and you will still get a little bit of dust in, but nowhere near as much as what we used to get in. So guys, that's what I think of the old dust sealing of the tailgate. Is it worth it? Yes and no, but it does work to a certain degree. We don't get anywhere near as much dust as what we used to get in the back of the truck, so, and that's a good thing. So there you go guys, leave that one up to you whether or not you want to do it yourselves.